What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Nash here. Welcome back to the channel. Excuse me. Now before we get started with today's video, the road to 200 subs has now come to a close, and we are now at the halfway point to 500 subs. And who knows, maybe we might hit 500 subs by the end of the summer. Only time will tell. But as I have said in previous videos, if this channel does get to 500 subs, I will open up this Korean LOB booster box in its entirety on the channel that I got from my partners over at Collector Store. So be sure to check them out. Link and address will be in the description below. There we go. Sorry guys, I had to move my tripod. Anyway, by checking them out, not only does it support them, it also supports the channel, and I would greatly appreciate it. On the hopes to potentially pull a Blue Eyes White Dragon, a Dark Magician, a Red Eyes Black Dragon, a piece of Exodia, Monster Reborn, Pot of Greed. The possibilities are out there. However, if this channel gets to 1,000 subs, I will open up this first edition Toon Chaos box in its entirety on the channel that I also got from my partners over at Collector Store, on the hopes to potentially pull a collector's rare out of the set, much similar to what I pulled out of my Genesis Impact box that I opened up last year, which is this beautiful B-Cup from the Underworld. This thing looks absolutely incredible, you guys. But with that being said, if you guys want to see these boxes get opened, maybe you guys want more episodes of WWE's Biggest Issue. Maybe you guys want more episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh's Biggest Issue, deck profiles, card discussions, WWE topic videos, or maybe, just maybe, you guys want some premium live event predictions and results. Well, if you guys want all of that and more, my channel is the place to be. So if you guys are new to the channel, and I know that a lot of you guys are, because more than 85% of you guys are watching the content, but you guys haven't even subscribed yet, and to top it all off, we got to get more women to watch the content as well. So if you guys are watching the content, you like the content, and you want more of the content, but you guys have not subscribed as of yet, then make sure you guys do indeed subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, smash that thumbs up button on this video, and as always, make sure you guys are following me on all of my social media. All of my ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And I want you guys to post in the comments below answering the question of the day, which is basically today's video, but the question of the day is this: among the card as it sits now, what are your guys' predictions for Money in the Bank this Saturday? Let me know down in the comments below. And for today's video, excuse me, as I had just stated, Money in the Bank is this Saturday, and this weekend is going to be lit as fuck. Because not only do we have Money in the Bank, we also have Heat Wave as well, which I will be doing the predictions for in tomorrow's video. But honestly, I think we're going to be in for one hell of a premium live event. This is probably going to be by far one of the craziest shows WWE has done. I would probably say since WrestleMania, and WrestleMania was just as crazy, if you guys can actually believe it. So with that being said, let's get straight into it. Kicking things off is a 6-man tag team match between Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, and of course the WWE champion, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, against the Bloodline, which I'm assuming is going to be Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, and of course Jacob Fatu, who we had seen on SmackDown over the last couple of weeks. Which, honestly, don't get it twisted. I knew that Jacob Fatu was indeed slated to be a part of WWE. In fact, I think I talked about that earlier this year, in one of my videos. If you guys have not checked out that video, definitely check it out. But Jacob Fatu is a former MLW champion, Major League Wrestling World Champion, and he's won championships pretty much damn near everywhere he's been. And it's also interesting as well because because when you look at what Solo has done since after WrestleMania, taking out Jimmy Uso, bringing in Tama Tonga, bringing in Tonga Loa, bringing in Jacob Fatu, literally putting Paul Heyman through the announce table last week in Madison Square Garden. It all conjoins to the fact that Kevin Owens and Randy Orton had been a pain in the asses of the bloodline for so many years now, and the fact that Cody Rhodes was able to finish the story and defeat Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. And funny enough, speaking of Roman, we also found out that after his father's passing, he actually went to a children's hospital to put smiles on kids' faces, which proves that we could end up seeing a newer version of Roman Reigns that we never thought we would ever see. So it's possible, but we will have to wait and find out. But because of all of that, Solo's pissed, and he decided to bring in some mean ass dudes to join the bloodline, which honestly, it's gonna spell out disaster for SmackDown, because at this point now, we don't really know if Roman Reigns truly is going to come back. Is he? No one knows. No one knows. But apparently now Solo Sikoa is calling himself now the new tribal chief, and I don't even know how to describe it, except this whole thing's become quite the clusterfuck. And that's saying a lot, because almost everything that's happened in WWE, on Raw, on SmackDown, on NXT, has all been a clusterfuck. And I'm not just talking about the bullshit, involving the Judgment Day and Liv Morgan and the LWO and Braun Strowman and of course Awesome Truth. And I'm not just talking about the Final Testament and the New Day. I'm not just talking about Kevin and Randy and Cody and the Bloodline, and of course Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton. I'm also talking about as well, think about this, also Brooks Jensen from NXT just going haywire, just going AWOL on NXT, damn near assaulting, literally laid his hands on officials, all because of the fact that he couldn't find his footing after his tag, after his trio split. Him, Josh Briggs, Fallon Henley, after they all went their separate ways, he just went haywire and couldn't find his footing. So they were like, cast him aside, take a break. Nope. He ends up going AWOL, and now we know that next week he will be back on NXT. But what will his motives be? We'll find out by that point. But again, as I said, it's become quite the clusterfuck, and at this point, because that the Bloodline once again now has the advantage, has the 4-man advantage over Kevin and Randy and Cody, they're gonna have to find someone to fend off against whoever is the 4th man out. The odd man out. So at this point, the combinations of the trio for the Bloodline could be just about anybody. It could be the Guerrillas of Destiny and Jacob Fatu. It could be Tama Tonga, Solo and Jacob. there are so many different outcomes, so many different different possibilities, but at this point, it comes down to how well these three can coexist. Obviously, yes, we know that both Randy and Cody can coexist. Obviously, from their days in Legacy, we know that Cody and Randy have been, or rather, Kevin and Randy have been able to coexist as well. But we've also as well seen Cody and Kevin a couple times in the past coexist, team up as well. So, can they coexist? I think so, but it won't be enough against the Bloodline. So for me, my opinion, it's gotta be the Bloodline. I think because of the extra man advantage, Solo and the family are definitely gonna take this one, but I could also be wrong. We'll find out on Saturday. But next up, we have the Intercontinental title being defended as Sami Zayn defends against Braun Breaker. And the funny thing is that this is actually Braun's first PLE on the main roster. And think about this. Almost every PLE that he had been a part of since joining NXT, most of the time was all in the main event. And I think it all kind of went downhill after he lost the title to Carmelo Hayes, and from that point he kind of just like fell down. His career fell down. Yeah, sure, he might have won the Dusty Cup with Baron Corbin, and sure they might have become tag team champions, but they both ended up on different brands, and now Braun has become probably one of the most dangerous dudes on Raw, and Sammy's chance, his odds of remaining NXT champion are pretty well numbered because, well, it's Braun Breaker. He can put fear into the eyes of anybody. He could even as well put fear in the eyes of a guy like Hornswoggle or something like that. And that's saying a lot, because Hornswoggle doesn't fear a lot of things. Maybe except for Khali, but that's about it. Anyway, jokes aside, jokes aside, this is probably one of Sami Zayn's biggest tests, but it's also a huge opportunity for Braun Breaker to break out and show the world that Adam Pearce made the right call by bringing him over to Monday Night Raw. But I think at this stage right now, we're only 3 months out of WrestleMania. So at this point, yeah, we're about 3 months. Yeah, just about 3 months out of WrestleMania, and Sami Zayn, his championship reign is still pretty young, so I think Sami Zayn's gonna pull it off. And we saw that he was able to pull it off against Chad Gable at Clash at the Castle in Glasgow. He's got a home field advantage. I think Sammy's gonna pull it off. But now we move into the men's and the women's Money in the Bank ladder matches. Obviously, the rules are simple. A briefcase dangles 15 feet in the air. No pins, no submissions, no countouts, no DQs. Only way to win: climb the ladder, grab the briefcase, and you're guaranteed a title shot for up to a year. And here's the thing: with the men's Money in the Bank ladder match, 80% success rate. So there have only been a few people who have cashed in and failed. John Cena was the first. Damian Sandow was the second. Baron Corbin was the third. Braun Strowman was the fourth, and Austin Theory was the last person to fail a cash in. obviously, yes, you did have Otis, and you had Mr. Kennedy, but they ended up losing their briefcases in a one-on-one match, so it really doesn't count that much. But still, that's a pretty high success rate. And as far as the women go, 100% of the time, every single woman who has won Money in the Bank has successfully cashed in. Carmella did it. Alexa Bliss, Bayley, Asuka, Nikki Cross. Trying to think of who else. Liv Morgan. And Io Sky. Yep. Those are all of the women's Money in the Bank winners, and it's crazy because the competitors that are in these matches now, this is probably going to be one of the most stacked ladder matches, two of the most stacked ladder matches of all time. On the women's side, you've got obviously last year's winner Io Sky. You've got Chelsea Green, Lyra Valkyria, Tiffany Stratton, Naomi, and of course Zoe Stark. And on the men's side, you've got main event Jey Uso, Carmelo Hayes, Andrade, Chad Gable, LA Knight, and Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre will be entering his 5th Money in the Bank ladder match, and apparently he believes he's gonna win. The funny thing is that both him, LA Knight, and and Jay are the 3 odds-on favorites to win the men's Money in the Bank ladder match, where as opposed to the women, Tiffany Stratton, Lyra Valkyria, and Io Sky are the 3 odds-on favorites to win. As far as who the dark horses will be, hands down, it is Chelsea Green and of course Chad Gable, because funny enough, Chad Gable throughout most of his career in WWE, he was mostly a tag team person. Now he's back at it on his own, one-on-one. I don't know. This is pretty interesting, but this is one that I really can't call that much. Mainly just because of the fact that it's kind of hard to say of who exactly will actually win Money in the Bank. But if I was a betting man, if I was a betting man and I had to put my money on someone, the women's side, I would definitely have to say, as crazy as it sounds, I would have to say Tiffany Stratton. I think with the fact that she now has Nia Jax in her corner, she's gonna be a tough cookie to deal with. And as far as the men's side goes, ooh, that is very interesting because there's a lot of elements that can go with this match. If Jay tries to win, the Bloodline gets involved, Jimmy Uso gets involved, and he's now back in the whole Bloodline story. If Melo wins, I mean at this point there's really no telling like how he would cash in though. So it's pretty interesting. If Andrade tries to win, Legado del Fantasma is gonna get involved, no doubt about it. If Chad Gable tries, well, we all know the Wyatt Six. We all know. If LA Knight tries, then you've got, not only do you have Santos Escobar, you also got Logan Paul to deal with as well, and of course Drew McIntyre. I mean, do I even have to go there? CM Punk. Come on, we know CM Punk is gonna be in Toronto. He's gonna try and screw Drew McIntyre out of the Money in the Bank briefcase. like he did at Clash at the Castle and at WrestleMania with the world title. I think as crazy as it sounds, I think the only person that's right to win Money in the Bank on the men's side is definitely Carmelo Hayes. Crazy as it sounds, but I gotta put my money on main event Jey Uso on the men's side, and of course the women, Tiffany Stratton. But now we move into the main event, and this is, or rather the potential main event, and this is probably gonna be by far the biggest match, the biggest test in the career of Damian Priest as World Heavyweight Champion, because he is going to be because he will be defending the title against the inaugural World Champion Seth freaking Rollins. And think about this. Think about this. Seth Rollins, 316 days as World Champion, which is the longest he's ever been a World Champion since being a part of WWE. And there's a lot at stake. There is a lot at stake for both men. If Damian Priest retains the title, then as long as Damian is world champion, Seth can no longer challenge. However, if Seth Rollins wins, then Damian Priest must leave the Judgment Day. So there's a lot at stake. Funny thing is that Priest even said it best, that the Judgment Day needs him more than he needs them, which is pretty hilarious. Given the fact that it was the exact same way when Rhea Ripley was the women's world champion. Now, obviously, the title now belongs to Liv Morgan, but think about this. Think about this. Imagine what would happen if Damian Priest wins. Let's say that Jay cashes in. He's now world champion. Rollins gets yet another crack at the world title. But if Rollins wins, guess what? Damian Priest is done with, literally leaves Judgment Day, and it leaves the Judgment Day asking themselves what they do next. What do they got to do next? And honestly, this is gonna be crazy. This is a crazy PLE. I don't know. This is a bit of a weird one because obviously both of these guys are two of the most highly gifted athletes that the Raw roster has to offer, hands down. But when you look at what Seth did at WrestleMania and what had happened to him after WrestleMania, the question becomes this: is his back ready to go? Is his knee ready to go? Is he truly at 100%? We don't know. And the crazy thing is that the last time he had surgery on his right knee, which was the exact same knee that he blew out in 2015, he was out for what, 8 months? 9 months? 9 months. So when you think about it, it comes down to how healthy Seth's body can, how healthy is his body really is. How is it ready to go? We will have to find out on Saturday, but as big of a fan as I am of both these guys, I gotta go with Damian Priest. I feel like even if Rollins wins, which yes, I am hoping that Seth does win, I still think that Damian Priest still has a lot to prove, and this match is definitely going to be that proof. But with that being said, that will do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more premium live event predictions and results in the future, then make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, smash that thumbs up button, and as always, make sure you guys are following me on all of my social media. All of my ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.